Hey everyone, it's Kat. I'm just going to have a little bit of a more casual video today. I'm just out of the shower. I'm just having a cup of coffee. It's game on. We're ready. So I actually wanted to just start a new, like a mini series, and I'm gonna call it Mental Health in the Media. I think that's cool. My glasses are steaming up. It's too warm in here. So this is going to be where we talk about different movies, TV shows, maybe some books that have different mental health disorders in them, and we're just going to talk about how we feel about them, how well we think they showed different mental health disorders, maybe what they could have done better if we can see that, or if they are just trash. But no, we won't say that anything's trash. We will have respectful opinions. So if you guys want to get involved, you can recommend movies, TV shows, maybe some books, but I can't promise that we get to all the books, because books take a long time to read. We're a bit slow on reading sometimes, and we don't always have a lot of time to read, but we can do TV shows and movies, definitely. If you want to comment them down below or head over to our Instagram and let us know. Today's movie we're going to be talking about is Identity. It is, it was released in 2003, and it's, what was the name of the guy? I should really do this before I start filming, shouldn't I? But I never think about it, I just sit down and I start talking. John Cusack. John Cusack. He is, I'd say, the main character. He's obviously, the one we'd recognize the most. But we were just scrolling through Now TV one day and we came across this movie, Identity. Put a picture here of the movie poster, Identity, and it looked pretty cool. The summary of it was basically, 10 people get stuck in a motel because the roads are flooded, and one by one they start dying. They start to get murdered. So it was like a proper whodunit, and I was so excited for that, because we grew up watching Miss Marple, Poirot, Murder, She Wrote, Diagnosis Murder. We were that family, so we really loved those types of films. We were very excited to watch this, and it started off very good. But at the same time as all these people were gathering in this motel in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the night, there was a parallel storyline going of a convicted murderer sitting down with his psychiatrist and defense lawyers and a judge in, it looked like a boardroom. Like it wasn't a courtroom, but it didn't really seem like an office either. It was like a boardroom, and the psychiatrist was trying to get the convicted murderer off of his charge using an insanity defense, which is not what you would expect from a psychiatrist. You'd expect the lawyers to be doing that. Seems a bit unethical, but we'll go with it. And it took us a while actually to figure out that these were two separate plot lines. So what we maybe thought, as you might be thinking now, is that all the people that were dying, that were being murdered in the motel, were being murdered by this guy in the separate storyline. So we thought maybe the boardroom talk was the aftermath of what happened in the motel. We were wrong. So, you know, this was a plot I could get into. Like, I was obsessed. I was so happy. I was in my element trying to figure out who the killer was, you know, why all these people were dying, what was going on. And then it was revealed. Big spoiler alerts. So if you're going to watch the movie, stop here now. I've told you too much already. Go and watch the movie if you really want to. All of the people in the motel were this guy's alters, and the motel was the inner world. Now that in itself, I thought was super interesting. I thought that, you know, that's something really interesting that I haven't really seen before, and we were pretty happy about it. Until it clicked. The alters were dying. Alters cannot die. They don't. Alters will integrate or split, or they will go dormant, but they will not die. They can't die. So, yes, there was that. The actual whodunit part, didn't see that coming at all. I thought that was great. But it was the twist we should have seen coming. But it was one of those movies that it's not mentioned in the synopsis of the movie. You don't really see it in the movie poster. I maybe should have got it from the title, Identity. It was stressful after that. So the reason that one of these alters was killing off all the other alters was that they wanted to be the sole person who had control of the body so they could go on a crazy murder spree. So the psychiatrist was trying to convince the judge that the host, the person who he didn't know he was part of a system, or that he had DID, although what did they call it in the movie? I want to say it was split personality disorder. I'll put what they actually called it here, unless I don't, but I think it was split personality disorder, which isn't real, but that's something else. He was trying to convince the judge that this guy shouldn't go to prison because he wasn't the one who did it. And I don't agree with that because of system responsibility. And that is the idea that each alter is responsible for the actions of the system as a whole. Which I think that's important, because then it stops people being, sort of saying like, oh, that wasn't me, that was Patricia, so clearly I should not be in trouble for that. No. You're still in trouble. If you're convicted for murder, you're convicted for murder. Deal with it. It was part of you. You all as a whole have to deal with it now. Which sucks sometimes. We know it's a bit of a sucky concept, but it's so important to make sure that people take accountability for their actions. And that's mostly what bugged me about this movie. But also the the crazed killer who has multiple personalities trope. I didn't like that. Be original, guys. Come up with some new movie material, please. So then this alter killed all of the other alters, and he was able to be the sole person in control of the body and go on his murder spree. And that was kind of where the movie ended. We don't know if he was successful, if he was, taken back to prison, because the final scene was the system being transported to prison, and you saw the switch from one of the remaining alters, John Cusack's character, to this evil alter who happened to be a child, which was even stranger. And so like the switch happened, and then there was like a specific little bit of music that this alter kept whistling or singing or something, and you heard that, and that was kind of the end of it. So after all that, it was a very unsatisfying ending. But one cool thing that they did was they had a switch in the boardroom with the psychiatrist trying to convince the judge that this was a real thing, and it meant, he didn't know what he was doing and all of that. And the host, whose name I can't remember, switched to John Cusack's character, whose name I also don't remember. And you saw John where the body was. So instead of seeing the other actor, you saw John. And, he didn't know he was in a system either. So he kind of just appeared in this room, trussed up like Hannibal Lecter. And they showed him a mirror, and he was looking back at the other person's face. And I just thought, yes, that I agreed with. Because that, when you front for the first time, and you see it's not your face, that's not enjoyable. So, that's Identity. And mostly I would give it a big thumbs down, with a few little bits that we liked. Just it was concepts from it that we liked more than the movie itself, and we always like a good whodunit, so we enjoyed that bit. Oh my god, it's getting cold. So yeah, I mean, you guys can, go watch it if you want, obviously. Like, you think it's John Cusack, how bad can it be? I was pretty disappointed. But of course, we went into the movie not knowing what it was. We didn't have any idea that it was going to take this route. We thought, oh, wonderful, a nice murder story to finish off our evening, and then we were pretty traumatized. Yeah, that's Identity. If you guys have any recommendations for movies, TV shows, or books, we can give books a shot. There's a book or two sitting on my shelf that I'd like to talk about, but we will get to that. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and remember to like, subscribe, follow our Instagram, ring the little notification bell, comment if you'd like to, and we will see you next time.